Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you to chapter 1, types of components in computer system. Here are one of the most common questions in chapter 1. They'll ask you to define software, define hardware, sometimes in some question papers they'll ask you explanation of system and applications. Most of them are rare, but one of them is not rare. Is in many of the application they'll ask you the example. Either they'll give you a table like they'll give you some names like compiler. Let's take compiler, linker, device driver, spreadsheets, and they'll ask you if it's system or application. Or some papers they will ask you give two examples of system or application. Systems, spreadsheets, applets, applications, compiler, linker. But in some past papers they'll ask you to explain these like spreadsheets and all. So for two marks. In the recent past paper they asked you about explain spreadsheets or applications for 2 marks. That's a key thing you have to know. Other than that, one second please. Now there are questions about construct analog and digital data. 1 mark for analog is continuous and digital is discrete. If it's for more marks you have to explain, like check Papa Cambridge for more details. Analog is continuous, has low bandwidth, and it is in waveform. And other than digital data, it is discrete, high bandwidth, and can be processed by a computer without conversion. You can easily get 4 marks. Now let's discuss RAM and ROM. There are questions in Cambridge past papers for 1 or 2 marks to differentiate with RAM and ROM. For RAM is volatile and has a temporary memory, and ROM is the opposite. ROM is non-volatile and can store permanent memory. And another thing is CPU. They'll ask you the role of the CPU to process the outputs in some past papers. You can explain in many forms, like controls all CPU operations, controls the movement within the data within the computer, retrieves information, decodes instructions, registers and stores results from the ALU, makes logical decision. This can go up to 4 to 6 marks. Similar questions for internal memory and backend storage, but those questions are questions they might give you in different forms, like explain, give 1 examples and all. Now we are going to go to one of the important chapters in chapter 1, CLI and GUI. CLI user does not need to learn user has to learn the commands. Learn and type the commands. I'm sorry, my handwriting is bad. UI is more user friendly. This can go up to 1 to 4 marks. Another thing they'll ask is about for most of them for 6 to 8 marks. Now it's 6 because Cambridge has released a new cut of 8 mark questions. Is about the compare contrast desktop, the advantages to disadvantages, then desktop to laptop to smartphones. There, please memorize that, because there is a high chance they will ask you these questions. I hope you understand my topic. Subscribe, like and share it with your friends. Thank you.